Yeah, that was not funny.
So today we are going to talk specifically about congruent figures. Okay, we basically have decided that congruent figures are figures that have the same size, shape, and the same size. Please write that in.
Sorry, borrow pen. Can I get a pen? No, not a pencil.
Oh, this is what I have.
Please.
Okay.
No, please.
No,
Why not?
because I don't have pens for you to borrow. Okay, so here's the deal. When we talk about congruent, these two triangles, they have the same shape and they have the same size. So what we are going to write is that triangle ABC, that's how we would name it, triangle ABC, and are you ready for this? Is congruent. So it's an equal sign with a squiggle above it.
Oh, I remember this.
Is congruent to triangle DEF.
Oh, and like EB or EB.
But if I write ABC, I need to write it DEF because I need to match up the corresponding parts. Okay. So if we have two shapes that are congruent, the angles that match, they're called corresponding angles. So do you see how angle B and angle E are in the same spot?
Yeah.
They're corresponding. It just means they're in the same spot. Okay. You notice how side BC and side EF, they're in the same spot. We call those corresponding sides. Okay. So we're going to practice picking out all of those sides and naming them as congruent pieces. All right. So I am telling you, hey, triangle ABC and triangle DEF are congruent triangles. Right? So let's look at the sides. What side is in the same spot as AB?
C.
DE. So this is where we're going to write. We're going to write AB, but we need to put a little line above it to notate, hey, it's a side. Is congruent to DE. I don't know. We don't need the dot. I'm serious.
Why? What does the dot mean?
Nothing. It means nothing. Hey. All right, now if I choose BC, so I'm going to write BC with a line above it to notate that I'm talking about a side. Kanaya, what matches with it? Okay. Peyton, thank you for saying EF. Now, why does that make a difference? Why, Peyton?
Because if you put BC, you have to match the letters up with the other one.
Okay, so I appreciate Peyton's attention to detail. We need to go in the same order. Okay, so if I call this AC, then AC is congruent to which side, Tony? Tony. AC is congruent to what side?
Wait, what?
So do you see how I highlighted AC in orange? DF. Okay. Now, when I named these, I kind of went around the triangle in order just to keep track of what I was doing. Okay. Now, let's talk about our angles. Okay. If I look at angle A, first of all, I want you to pay attention to how I write this. Angle A. Write it. That's an angle symbol. It looks like a slanted L, but it's an angle symbol. Caesar, what angle is in the same spot as angle A in the other triangle? Let's look. Here's angle A right here. I'm asking Caesar. Caesar, what do you think? Yeah, you do. What is in the exact same spot as angle A over here? Yes. Angle D. Okay. That's not a less than sign. It's an angle sign. I'm showing you.
Quit going.
So, like that.
What is that?
So like this would be an L, right?
Yeah.
But it's not an L.
Hey, whoa, dude, you just cut?
Hey.
Jacob. Oopsies. Okay. Jake, let's see. Alexander, what about angle B? What's congruent to angle B? Angle E. As you can hear me.
It ain't that funny.
Okay, Ruby, what's our last set of angles? Well, I like F, but what's F in the same spot as? Okay, so angle C and angle F are in the same spot. So they are corresponding, they are congruent. Okay. All right, let's do the same thing with our trapezoids. Okay. So these trapezoids are congruent. So let's name our pieces that are the same. Okay. What do you want to start with? GH sounds good. So GH is our first side we're going to grab. Kale, what is congruent to GH?
KL.
KL. Now I have a question. Could Kanaya have called that HG?
Yep.
She could have, but if we called it HG, then we would have to call this LK. All right, so it's okay to have them backwards as long as they're both backwards. Okay, Jacob, what's the next side you want to talk about? Hi. HI, I said hi. Jacob, what is HI congruent to?
And.
So here's where HI is.
Oh, yeah, it does, yeah.
Okay, so Tony, thank you for helping him, but can you let him answer next time?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, Kaden, what do you want to do next?
JI.
Okay, so if we're gonna call it JI, then what side do we need to pick from the other one? NM. Okay. Now, some of you may have already written IJ is congruent to MN. That's fine. Okay. And then our last set of sides, GJ, that sounds weird, is congruent to KN.
I put in.
If you choose NK, then you better write JG. Okay, perfect. That's beautiful. Okay. All right, now let's talk about our angles. Angle G. Everybody, what is it congruent to? That was not everybody. Angle G is congruent to angle. Wow, the enthusiasm is just overwhelming. Okay, so Tony, how about angle H? What is angle H congruent to?
No,
Here's H.
L.
L.
I can't hear.
Oh, Tony. H. Tony, H is in the same spot as L. So angle H is congruent to angle L. Okay. Wes, what about angle M? Angle M and angle I are congruent. All right, Payne, give me the last one.
J.
Uh-huh.
And N.
J and N are congruent angles. Okay, so now what I'd like you to do is go down to the bottom here, and I want you to match up the corresponding sides and corresponding angles. Since there are 4 sides, how many congruent statements are you going to have? You better have 4. What about for your angles? You better have 4. Make sure you draw the congruent symbols for each of them.
Can I just put the equal sign? Like,
No, it's got to be congruent.
I don't know what that means.
So. They are the same. So it's like this.
Now we're working on something different. Yeah.
I would say we're going over it.
That was in this first class, we did one foundation. Yes, everything will too. Okay, there's notes. Yeah. Miss.
She's ready.
Miss, do you come here, please? Can you come here?
So if you know how to do it, you'd be able to write it down. So we're gonna go to the second part.
Miss.
Yeah, looks like it. That's really good.
Oh,
All right, so side AB is congruent to side JK.
DC and KL.
Okay, so you're saying DC?
I mean BC.
Oh, that makes more sense.
DC on
BC and KL. Good.
What if you did CB and LK?
That is great. That is great.
CB and LK is good.
Uh-huh. All right, now we have CD and
L and
LM,
A.
and we have AD with
JN.
JM. Very good. Okay, thank you. Here's your notes.
I got D.
They are corresponding angles. Can I? You need help? I need to pass. Okay, so instead of ACD, just AD and JM, just 2 letters at a time instead of 3 letters at a time. Okay. All right, our corresponding angles. We need angle A congruent to angle J, angle B congruent to angle K, angle C congruent to angle L, and angle D congruent to angle M.
Boom.
Mic drop. Okay. All right, Austin, you're kind of. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and go to page 2. Okay. 2 figures are congruent when they're the same shape and the same size, which means our corresponding sides and our corresponding angles are congruent, which is what we just did, right? We actually wrote out all of our corresponding sides, all of our corresponding angles.
Oh,
Hey,
stop.
here's that. Hey, Ollie.
All right, so here we go. Have you guys seen these like symbols before on this triangle? You have? Oh. So none of them are right angles because there's not a box. Okay. So, hey, Jacob, nobody ever accused you of that. So Jacob, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. So do you see how this has like a 1 little tick mark and this has 2 and this has 3? Okay. So then I know this one that has 1 tick mark is the same as this side that has 1 tick mark. And this side is the same as this because they both have 2. And then when we look at the angles, this has 1 swoop, but this has 2 swoops, right? Well, C and F, since they both have 2 swoops, we know that they're the same. Cash, go ahead and give him back his Sharpie.
What if they weren't the?
Got guys.
What if they weren't the?
What?
What if they weren't the? Would you write this?
There'll always be letters for you. Okay. Now, right now, we just need to decide if these are congruent or not congruent. In number 1, thumbs up or thumbs down. Are these 2 figures congruent or not congruent? Okay, Alexander, why are you putting your thumb down for no? Okay.
The number's not in the same spot.
Well, this one's just turned, right?
Yeah, but that one's smaller.
How do you know?
Because it just looks smaller.
That's not a good enough answer. The numbers. Is 2 the same as 3?
I said that.
No, you didn't.
I said they're not in the same spot.
Is 4 the same as 5? Count. This is your last warning. Please stop talking.
Alright.
Okay. How about number 2? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
No.
Tony, you said no?
Yeah.
To this one?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, I said no to the third one.
Oh, well, we're on this one.
Oh, that one's yeah.
Okay, yeah. Kaden, why?
Because the bottom one is 12 says
Okay. Our sides and our angles, the corresponding pieces are congruent. Okay, we're good. All right, let's look at this one, number 3. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Are these congruent? But guys, I don't understand. Why are they the same?
Because they are the same angle, the same shape.
One's just what?
Upside down.
One's just upside down. Look, these 2 angles are the same. These 2 sides are the same. We could keep pointing those out, right? Yep. Corresponding sides and corresponding angles are congruent. Okay, how about this one, number 4, thumbs up or thumbs down? Nope. Okay. Our sides aren't congruent. Our angles are congruent, but our sides aren't. Okay. All right. I don't know what happened when this got printed, but will you put a B right here? Right here. And will you put a K right here?
That's a lot of angles. Turn down the wood.
All right. So I want to know the length of NP. Well, here in red, I'm highlighting NP. Jacob. Jacob. Jacob.
What did you write? Albino?
Oh, good morning.
No.
That is not.
It sounds like. I don't even know. Albino. Albino.
Okay.
Albino.
Tony, how long is NP? No? Tatum. How does Tatum know that that's 3 feet? How do we know, Reagan? Okay, we have congruent shapes. These are corresponding sides. So this is 3 feet. Okay. And I need to go to the bathroom. And I told you what our deal was. Okay. AB is congruent to CD. So what I've highlighted in purple, those 2 sides are the same. I want to know what the length of AB is.
3 feet.
Okay, Kaden, you got the last one. Somebody else help us.
I want it.
What is it, Tony?
3 feet.
Reagan. It is 6. Notice how LM is 6. That means CD is 6. And if AB and CD are congruent, then AB is also 6 feet. Okay.
J and R are 2 feet.
J and R are what?
Is 2 feet.
Yeah, that would be. Okay. All right. Now I want to know what the perimeter is of each shape. Remind me again what a perimeter means. Distance around, so we need to add up all the sides. So, I disagree. What is this blue length right here?
2 feet.
Okay, that's 2 feet. And what about this orange one right here?
2 feet.
Oh, that's 2 feet. Okay, so let's take this figure right here and let's add up all the sides. So it looks like we have 6, 2, 6, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2.
20.
Reagan says 26. Six plus 2 is 8.
It's 19.
Plus 6 is 14. Plus 2 is 16. Plus 3 is 19.
Where are you getting the other 3?
Plus 2 is 21. Plus 3 plus 5 is 26 feet. Tony?
I forgot to add the 3 feet.
Tony, I was showing you. Here's the 2 feet. Here's this 2 feet. Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta label all the sides so we can find the perimeter.
I didn't have to do.
Okay, page 3. That's all you have for your homework. Only page 3.